All right, guys, Greg here. I am going to do an analysis on the 20,000% run Hex and tell you where I think it's possibly going or where it might not go. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to give you my analysis on what I think what I think is possibly going on here with this coin. Um, First of all, this Hex did a massive run, and I just actually checked it before I got on here. If you pull this and you go to the top here, that's uh that's like 20,000 some odd percent that it did a run from the bottom right here up to here. So it did a massive, massive run, more than 10,000%, like 20 some thousand% from just under 0.001 cent to 51.8 cents or something like that. I've heard 56 cents. Maybe on another exchange it's spiked up somewhere or somewhere along the lines on another chart. But about 52 cents. So it's had a massive run. So what Hex needs to do now, it just completed a cycle, and it needs to correct this cycle to be able to make another run in a third wave cycle. The good news about Hex is here's on the weekly, here's Hex's run right here. This run that it just made. It's cycle right here. And the good news is it's corrected, gone below that cycle. It's popped back up. It did a retest of the trend line. It came back down. Now, I have this here because Hex has come down to the 38 or 40 or so on the RSI. I think it would be better if it came down just like that. So I would think it'd be a lot better for Hex for it to come down, and then it would have more pumpability. So if I saw something like that, I'd say, oh yeah, it's getting near the bottom. The other thing is too, I want to let some guys know, when you get a coin that's been around for a while like Hex, you can put it on the weekly chart or the daily chart, the monthly chart, however long the coin's been around. Put a nice trend line there on it like this. And then once it starts breaking that trend line, that could be a sign. It's not always. It could be a sign that it's actually breaking its cycle like it's doing right here. Another example of that is FTM. FTM, I have a trend line on it, and it just recently, I think, passed through that trend line. So FTM is on a cycle break and correcting its cycle. So the question is Hex at the bottom? Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour chart on Hex. And after its cycle, what Hex was just very basic and did like an A, B, C down. And the question is, what is it doing now? So I was paying attention to it right here, and it looked like it could have come down on a bottom, and then it did a nice impulse off of there. Yeah, impulse off of there. Not quite a nice impulse. I wouldn't even say that's a nice impulse. So something else is going on with Hex. And the biggest evidence you have is that it broke its low again. So the all likelihood Hex is going to go and swing lower. So what is it doing? So it came down in this ABC move, and this is possibly may turn into extended WXY. So the X could end here, this could pop back up and end up over here, and then it'll make an X wave and then swing back down like this in another 3-wave move. Let's say it's right here. It'll swing back down like that in another 3-wave move. And since it's happened, I'm expecting Hex to at least go from 9 cents and as low as 6 cents, maybe even down to 5 cents. Personally, I think for more pumpability, the lower the better. So for it to go into cycle 3, I just think that with a coin like this, to have more pumpability on the next run, you're going to want it, in my opinion now, I know the Hexicans aren't going to like it, to have this coin to get more willing buyers down here at 1 cent or 2 cents or 3 cents would be better to have more pumpability on the next run. I think you just find more buyers. If it stays in the 10 to 9 cent area, I don't think you're going to find as many buyers or people that maybe research it and go, hey, look, it's just 10 cents. It's down from there. You know, if I was looking at it and I saw the chart without knowing anything about hex, and I saw, wow, this thing's down at 50, 0.008 cents, I'd be like, wow, man, maybe we should pick this little bit of it up. That's how I'm thinking about it, just from new willing buyers coming in, want to get into the coin, and it can run up. So just out of curiosity, let's see what could happen with this coin if it has a run like this again. It's gonna be massive. Whatever. Let's say it corrects to about 6 cents. So it could go to, if it has a run like this, it'd be near $600 if it has a similar run to have that next cycle up there. And that, I'm just going to the cycle 3. That's usually a third wave area. That wouldn't even include the 5th wave. That's a little bit, in my opinion, overzealous. So let me take that off the fib setting and see what pops up. About 93, 91, 93 cents. So yeah, that's not working for me. Let me put that fib back on and double check. So up here, about 844 would be the 3rd, correct for a 4th deep, and then it would be going up for oh, that's the 5th, up for the 5th, and here's the 4th, like that. So me personally, I think that's a little overzealous for a coin like this, because you can't compare Hex, say, to a Luna. Not even close, in my opinion. There's just no way. Hex is just, you just buy the thing and you stake it. There's no fundamental. There's not a lot of what's the word? Fundamentals and things behind. I know everybody's going into game theory and things like that. Look, at the end of the day, man, you're gonna have to have buyers, more buyers, to be able to push something like this up that high. And the lower it goes, the more pumpability. So it could be a coin that goes from 1 cent again. Let's say it's at 1. Let's say it's at 1 cent. Let's say it comes back down to, yeah, just right around 1 cent, and then it goes up to, say, $3.50. I mean, that's a 34. Is that right? 34,000% run again. That to me is what I think more than likely Hex would be more likely to do, is dip back down to this low areas and then maybe go up to $2 or $3. This is crazy. This up here, $610. Nah. I guess anything's possible in crypto, but I won't buy that one. So I was going to pull the fibs on the correction while I'm here too, on the retracement correction, and I go down lower on the coins here. I know some of you might just go right there. That's just a second wave correction. I go down to actually where it starts and just pull it a little bit lower like that, because assets like these start at 0. Hex had a starting point, start at 0, just started trading at this area. So I'm not going to count that. I'm not going to count that. The one's more likely going to be somewhere in this area. It's not going to be exactly right, but I just prefer to do that. So, but it's corrected to the 0.23, excuse me, on the fib. I'd like to see it at 0.382 would be better. That's 4.5 cents. The golden pocket would be just under 1.5 cents, and then 786, which is a deep correction, would be about 0.003 cents. And in my opinion, if you want to have a massive run with Hex, I just think that if it came back to the 0.786 on the fib and had a run to, say, let's just be conservative here and just say it goes to $2, right? $2, just under $2. Guys, that's still 49,000% run. I mean, that's realistic. Not $800, $900. I mean, I guess anything can happen, but that's just my take on Hex, guys, and my analysis of what I think could go on with the coin. I don't think it's corrected deep enough. And your first clue should be right here, that it broke the low. It broke its recent low coming down here, and I see weakness in this wave right here. This came down and there's weakness in this wave. It should, if it was going to be the end of the correction here, you would see more strength in this wave. I'm just not seeing it. I'm seeing weakness in this wave right here. I think it's going to swing back down in a 3 wave, and I have short-term reasonable targets of somewhere between 6 and 9 cents. And don't be surprised if you see it go back near 2 cents or maybe even lower. I would not be shocked to see something like that. As a matter of fact, like I said, I think it would be better to have Hex go down below 1 cent, and then you can get a massive run again with it. I think that there won't be as many willing buyers in the 9 to 10 or even the 8 cent area. There will be a whole heck of a lot more willing buyers down there at less than 1 cent, especially if you have somebody that comes in and they say, hey, I want something that's going to pump, has pumpability behind it, and they see a chart like this, it ran 56 cents, now it's back down to like less than 2 cents. Hey man, can this thing go to $1.50 or $2 and get a serious run? Yeah, that's more realistic in my opinion. All right, guys, that's my analysis of Hex. And be good. Peace.